Thank you very much, Taryn, for agreeing to speak with me. So when you came first to me, you expressed frustration about the fact that you were repeating old patterns
Yes.
when it came to dating men, even though you knew better
Yep.
and you were not the same person you used to be.
Right.
So that was a premise that you came to me under, right?
Yes, it is.
So how did things start to change when we started working together?
Oh, wow. Well, I guess it has to kind of start with, the traumas that I was dealing with, and that was before I came to you. And some of those traumas were around men, my father, a rapist, um, a molester. I had to heal all that. And I had to notice that all my life, while I had that trauma, I didn't really know how it was affecting me, but what it was doing was affecting the choices that I made in my life. And so there was this new person who had just healed all this trauma, but then there was this old person who in her mind was living life okay and really well, but now looking at her relationships and the people that she was meeting, it was all being made based on those traumas. So here I was kind of in the middle going, and my husband died 4 years ago. And so I wanted to go out there and start dating people and meeting new people. And I started getting on social media. Well, before social media, I even met a guy organically. I met someone and really liked him, but I found myself like being in this high school world. Like, I was wanting him to call me, and how come he didn't call, and how come he didn't do, and all this other stuff. And I felt like that was the first experience. And then I started doing social media and social dating, and I was listening to people, and they were talking to me, and they automatically went into the sexual conversation. I was like, gosh, is this like written across my forehead? It was things like that. And I started realizing that somehow I was giving out an energy that that wasn't generating the successes and relationships that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I came to you, is that I knew there was something in my way, but I wasn't sure what it was. There were some other things that I had to look at and deal with. And I think there was a need to get really honest with myself. It's kind of hard to say to yourself, you were making choices based on trauma, and that's not who you are anymore. But you're really not sure who the person is on the other end, on the other side, and I think it was like I don't know what you call it, but like I was just in this middle space, and that's why I came to you. And now that I've started, you helped me see it. We went through a lot of the exercises and asked me questions, and I remember even before you and I came, I remember sitting on my bed at one point going, God, Taryn, I don't really like you. There were things that were holding me back. I was responding to men in a way of, I knew how to get my way, number one. I knew how to avoid or get away from problems, or assume that they were problems. If I thought it was a problem, I'd immediately, find a way out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was judging people based on my past, and I had to find a way to give them a chance as well. And so how do you you have all these past experiences that you remember, you even though you have, you heal it, you still know about them.
Yes.
And so you can't look at all men like that, but how do you be cautious and careful at the same time? And I think how you helped me was realizing that I had to love myself and know that the person that I was going to meet had to love me at the same level or more.
Mm-hmm.
They had to know that I was this great person or better, but I couldn't come to a relationship with my past holding on to me. I had certain guys coming out to look for me, and they were like the men that would come check me out from the past. And then I got into this middle ground where I was meeting some really good people. And so now it's kind of like, I see these values in each different person that I meet, and they may not be all the one, but I'm seeing the values that they're bringing to the table. I'm really caring about what I want and what I want in a relationship. And I'm not giving up anything that I want.
Mhm.
Relationship and not just relationship, but in my life, I'm not giving up on my life just to make somebody happy. And I've spent my whole life during trauma being somebody else to make everybody happy in my family, in my relationships, in my friendships. It was like, I need them to be happy, but I can't think about or worry about myself. Now
Mhm.
it's the other way around. It's me first. And I'm still kind and loving to other people, but I'm much more conscious of giving my all to a situation that's not healthy or good for me.
Mhm.
I'm listening to my body
Good.
and how it makes me feel. Is this something where I should get up and walk away? Is this something where I should continue getting to know him or her, or at the job or whatever? It's like, how does this make me feel? Yeah, like I'm happy and I have this magical life, and I do, and I know honestly it's because of a GTR.
Mhm.
And so I'm always in this place of happiness and joy, and I spend a lot of time there, and not everyone's comfortable with that. You start looking at life in a very different way. You see it as your life, and people are welcome in, but they're not getting in the way of your growth and your happiness and your joy. And
Did any particular protocol or exercise kind of bring you to that realization? Like, was there one that kind of stood out?
those writings, what if,
Okay.
I
What
forget
ifs?
the what
Yeah.
if. That was probably the
Yeah, the
biggest.
positivity game, a recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was
Sure.
the
What
most
if?
interesting to me because I had to it was going back to being honest with myself. If you let GTR work, your answers come out. They show up. Your problems show up. I became who I've been all my life. I just haven't let her out. Here I am, whole, and I can do so much more there than I could have ever done in the past. I went on a kayaking trip.
Yeah.
Recently, I walked up without a cane up the mountain, the ski resort mountain, to see the three Grand Tetons. I still swim. I'm teaching swimming lessons again. I do Pilates, and I'm just now starting with a personal trainer. And I'm like, God, I never liked any of this stuff. Thank you for the part that you played in that, because I coached with you. You were my coach or practitioner. And it was one more step in my growth. And I just am so, so thankful.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you definitely made me do the work.
Well, hopefully I was gentle doing it.
You were extremely gentle. You were extremely gentle.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.